Welcome, I'm Rob. Welcome to my show, Meats and Cheats. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my passion for an animal-based diet. I'm also going to be sharing my passion for food that's a little bit naughty. Wise man once said to me, everything in moderation, including moderation. So you ready? Let's do this. In this episode I'm going to be making burgers. I'm going to be making a special burger to honour the occasion of my first series of YouTube videos, and it's going to be called the Friendly Fire Burger because that's how we roll. So paramount to any burger is you've got to start with a quality of mince. Now this is a blend of rib and chuck, and it's got high fat content. It's specifically designed for smash burgers. It's called a smash burger blend. But I'm not going to be smashing a burger in its traditional sense because I don't have a burger smasher. But what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking this out into 4 equal sized balls, and you have to massage your balls quite carefully, make sure they're similar. As is often true with balls, one will be bigger than the other, so you just have to work it out between you. Sometimes, if you guys weren't watching, I might even weigh these out. I'd probably make sure they're all the same. But I'm not going to do that today because you judge me, right?
What size are you going for? I mean, how much mince is that for the 4?
So we've got 500 grams, so divided into 4, that's, what am I, a mathematician? 125, of course, which is probably more than I would use for a burger normally, but you use what you got, haven't you? I mean, I'd certainly never go less than 80 grams, but I'd never go more than 125. They're kind of a bit like a smash burger, except instead of using one of those posh burger smashers, I smash them into my chopping board and I lift them off with a knife like that. Now, ultimately, you're deliberately making them not round, because if you're gonna have a perfectly round burger, you might as well just buy one. They're kind of designed to be perfectly imperfect. So that's what I'm aiming for. And I know from when I've used this mince before is it does tend to shrink up a little bit, so I'm going to be making them bigger than the bun, and we'll see how it comes out. I mean, in a minute I'll offer the bun up and you'll get an idea before and after. Burger mince, when you're doing it like I am, it's a bit different to the principles I talk about for steak. You actually want it to be a little bit colder when you're working it, because as it warms up it becomes all claggy and it becomes a bit of a pain to work. So I always keep things nice and simple. You could use salt and pepper as I often do, but today I'm using a Texas steak rub. I'm going to go quite bold on the seasoning. Now, there's no right or wrong here, it's really personal preference. So what you're going to find, sometimes you overdo the seasoning, sometimes it's underdone, and guess what, you just learn for next time. So, interestingly, when we saw Kev make his version of burgers, he said about only seasoning one side. I'm going to season both because I like them. I'm a salty guy. They don't call me Salty Rob for nothing.
See, this is one of the things I love about this, and one of the things I'm really enjoying about you all kind of making similar dishes is the contrast and how it's done. Like, I don't season burgers at all.
Really?
Yeah, I get the blend from Bob's Butchers, and for me, that meat, that flavour.
Is that coming pre-seasoned?
I don't know, it just doesn't for me. And interestingly, Becky, my other half, if that makes it into the edit, she salts everything, and it pisses me off because she salts stuff before she tastes it. So I cook, whatever I cook, she'll salt it, but she doesn't season it either. So maybe he does pre-season it, I don't know, but it's, for me, it doesn't need anything like this kind of flavour of the beef to do the talking.
Yeah, you want the beef to do the talking. It's kind of, this is probably as much as I'd put on beef because it has some sugar and it has some other things. But for me, I just love salt and pepper base for a beef rub, and I've been really enjoying this Texas rub for a while now. So we said before, it's completely experimental. I've got some fresh blood black pudding. You down with that?
Nope.
That's good because I'm going to cook it anyway. But what we're going to do is we're just going to smash all these up into little crumbs. Now, like I just said, this is actually from Fruit Pig, and they're one of the only black pudding producers in the country to use fresh blood. So you see how sticky it is? Sticky and claggy. It's what makes it so great in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get this going on over the side here. Now I'm effectively, some would argue that I'm going to burn this because I'm wanting that seasoned crunch, and I'm going to go bold. I'm going to put a bit of seasoning on there as well. See how it pans out. All right. Oh, the sizzle. Love a burger. I'm looking pretty flustered because things got a bit wild in the end there. You see the pan was getting probably hotter than I would like it, so always trying to move it around, trying to keep things going. And that's really for me what barbecue's about. You're problem solving on the fly, and there's things sometimes it's not hot enough, so you have to work around it, and then before you know it you're too hot, but you just got to roll with the punches. So this is my Friendly Fire collective burger. And I started with the Waitrose buns. They're Heston Blumenthal one. And we had the Petromax fire skillet. I just added a bit of beef drip into it just to season the pan. And then we took our Village Butcher's smash burger blend, and I formed patties on the table. So I doubled up. I went big with the seasoning. I went Texas steak rub. And then I cooked it over, and once they started to get crisped up on one side, I flipped them over. Straight away I added the Gouda cheese on top, and then from there it's a matter of adding some of the bacon jam from Welsh Homestead, and then I added a bit of that on the top. And of course I got my Fruit Pig black pudding, and I was just having that sizzling on the side, and I crumbed that up and added it on the top. So I'll be honest, they're probably a little bit more gnarly than I would hope. They look a bit, I'm hoping that's just the black pudding and not carbonisation, but I don't know. Let's try it. Proof is in the eating.
Right, so don't usually eat black pudding. This one's going to be interesting.
There's no juice come out of that, if nothing else.
That's beautiful, yeah. Oh,
love that.
The crunch and everything.
Love that. So I'm not going to be polite, I'm going to come in beside you, I'm going to try this as well. Now, I always grab hold of my burgers. I like to get hold of it around the bottom. I like to bring face to burger. So I'm holding it at an angle, head's coming in, it's like, oh.
Technique, I like it. Don't quite know what I'm tasting in it, I just know all of those flavours work really well together. Like, I've never put rocket on a burger. Doesn't that seems mental, but works.
Cook's critique. I'd say the black pudding's got a bit gnarlier than I would have liked. The burgers are nice, they're plenty moist and juicy still. I think the bacon jam works really, really well. And of course the cheese. Cheese makes everything better, so